Hey guys, so today I am so excited. I finally finished my hardest final. I can finally film a video and I'm so excited. So I've been recently kind of loving the same exact products, and so when I had to film a video I was like, what am I gonna film? And then I realized, tutorial, get ready with me, but let me just use all my favorite products because I feel like favorites videos get kind of boring. For the past month and a half, I'd say, I've been reaching for the same exact products, especially ever since I filmed that makeup haul that I got. Here we are with all these favorites that I've been using, so I wanted to share them with you. But I'm wearing some amazing products on my skin. I cannot even explain to you. It's probably my favorite skin combination like this time. Like, I've never had foundation and stuff that I have liked this much, especially in the winter time. And I'm actually wearing the Cover FX Illuminating Primer, which is supposed to be coming out on the 26th of December, I believe. The information will be down below. But I'm so excited because I want you guys to get your hands on this. You guys know how much I love a dewy, kind of glowy face, something that looks like it's like a natural glow. And it's just hard to find a primer that doesn't make you look either too glittery or too kind of oily. And this one, it's amazing, especially blending it with like the foundation that's like a cream product. It ends up looking so beautiful. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to be doing is applying the Cover FX Illuminating Primer all over my face. And my goodness, do I love this stuff. It's literally the most moisturizing thing that you could put onto your face. The moment you put it on, it looks so beautiful. It doesn't look glittery, and it doesn't have that weird oily effect where it looks like you kind of just splattered some oil all over your face. And it looks even more beautiful the moment foundation touches your face. It is so nice, and I love it so much. I've tested it for so long now, and I absolutely recommend this stuff. Next is the Cover FX Anti-Age Smoothing Eye Primer, and my goodness, my under eyes have never felt so smooth when I apply concealer. It really makes a difference, and I've noticed that my concealer has stopped creasing so badly, and I want to say that it's because of this primer. Now, I went ahead and stopped by Sephora and picked up the Cover FX Cream Foundation in a little sample because I wanted to see if it would look that great on my face. And can I just say, this is the most amazing foundation I've ever used for full coverage. It is so buildable, and it doesn't look like it's too cakey. As you apply more and more layers, it just kind of blends together because it's a cream. And it covers absolutely anything. I have these terrible blemishes on my cheeks, and it covered them beautifully, seamlessly, and it photographs beautifully. And because I've used the illuminating primer, it made it kind of a natural glowy look. But by not applying that primer, I've noticed it makes it look a little bit more matte. So you can definitely play around with the range of whether it can be matte for you or dewy, and I feel like I definitely want to go to Sephora and pick up the actual foundation now because I love the sample. So that's something that's going to be on my after Christmas bucket list of things I gotta buy. Then I went in with the foundation brush just to kind of pat it in, and I use a Fix Plus from MAC just to kind of set the foundation in, and I just sat there for a little while to let it sit in. Then I went in with the Cover FX Cream Concealer, which is a full coverage concealer, but let me just say, I rarely use cream concealers under my eyes, but with this and the primer, it just smooths on so beautifully. And I've had it for a while now, but like, I mean, I've just never really used it under my eyes, and I was like, let's do it. Okay, now I'm using the MAC Clear Brow Finisher, but I'm using to start it, so I mean, it's just a wax, so if you want to use it in the beginning or the end, pick your favorite time, but I used it in the beginning. And I kind of just put it all over my eyebrow just to make sure that they set in place and kind of move in the direction I want them to. And I kind of brushed it out with a spoolie. And now I'm going in with the Anastasia Brow Duo in Soft Brown, and I'm taking the dark color to kind of accentuate that arch that I have on my brow because I want it to be a little bit more defined than what it actually is. It's kind of balding for me because whenever I pluck my brows, I kind of sometimes pluck that area, and I'm like, Alina, stop! But I fill that in a little bit, and then I go in and use a spoolie and just fix it around. Then I go in with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in Soft Brown and fill in the inner part of my brow on the lower kind of area and fill that in. But once the brows on the inner part look like they're filled in, I go in with the Anastasia Brow Duo in Soft Brown, the same thing I was using just before, and I use the lighter shade to just kind of create kind of a gradient starting from a really light colored brow to the darker kind of arch, and then to the tip being super dark. Then I go in with the MAC Pro Conceal and Correct palette just to make sure that I can clean up those brows, because honestly, applying a concealer seriously ups your brow game by like 10 points. It's so amazing, and it's so creamy. I like literally just apply it around my brow and then take a Sedona lace brush and kind of just buff it in a little bit, and it smooths in so quickly, especially when you use a cream foundation. So amazing. Now I'm going in with the same concealer brush that I was using before, just to apply that in the inner part of my brow to lighten it up and give that gradient effect that I've been wanting. It kind of just makes it look a little bit more put together. I've been using this technique for years now and I love it. Now I'm going in with my Rimmel Stay Matte Powder just to set my eyes. Again, I use the concealer on there and I'm just setting that, and that's going to be my primer. Now I'm going in with the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette, and oh my gosh, does this smell amazing? I look creepy, I look so creepy. And I take a fluffy brush and start applying this onto my eyes and create a crease, obviously. And what I'm doing is just buffing it back and forth, and by taking this big large brush, it's really just spreading the product all over the eye and creating that smoky effect. So when we use darker colors, they don't look as harsh and they looked very nicely blended out, even if we didn't really blend them out that much. It's the fact that this color is that transition shade that's going to make a big deal. Now I'm going in with a little bit more of a pointier brush, and I'm taking that same color just to define the crease a little bit more. You can see just by adding that color it creates a little bit more depth, but since we used it lightly with a fluffy with a fluffy brush, it created that kind of flow where it just looks like it seamlessly blends away from our eye, and it looks airbrushed. It's perfect. Now we're going in with the concealer brush I was using before, and I'm just going to clean up underneath my brow, and then we're going to go in with a light shade in the palette to clean that up and give a little bit more of a highlight underneath the brow, just because I want my brow to be defined and I also want my eyeshadow to be separated from my eyebrow. I don't want it all to blend in together. I'm also going to apply that shade in the inner corners just simply to kind of clean that area up to see that it's like nicely matte and everything. Then I'm going in with this lovely, it's a warmer shade of brown, and I'm just going to apply this in the crease just to warm it up a little bit. I wanted it to be less cool and more warm. And then I'm going in with this green, and it's so beautiful, especially for the holiday season, but I've been loving it in the fall as well. And I'm going to be applying this in the outer corner and just blending it back and forth to create more of like a V shape. Now again, it depends on your eye shape. If you don't like V shapes, you can definitely round it out and it'll be beautiful as well, but I'm just buffing it out lightly. Since there's so much product, I want it to be very kind of light blend, and then I took a fluffier brush like this and buffed it out kind of more with the brown so that it kind of blends in together. It's not too green. Now I'm using the e.l.f. Long Lasting Lustrous eyeshadow in the gold shade, and my goodness, it's so beautiful. I probably would recommend this to everybody. I love their lustrous eyeshadows. They're so beautiful. And I'm applying this on my lid so that it just kind of catches the light, and whenever I open and close my eyes, that area reflects. That photographs the best as well. And I'm taking that gold from the same palette and I'm applying that on top of it just to make sure it sets and doesn't crease, obviously. But by putting that primer, well, not the primer, but the e.l.f. Lustrous shadow underneath that color, it kind of makes it pop a little bit more. Then I'm going back in with that green just to define the crease, and I'm adding it like very harshly, and then I buff it out with a blending brush. And again, it's up to you how dark you want to make it, but I wanted this to be kind of like a nighttime holiday look, so that's what I did, and I just buffed it out and blended it out using my various blending brushes. Literally, you can never have too many blending brushes. You will always find a use for them, I promise. Now we're going to go in with the eyeliner, and I just didn't even spare you the pain that I went through. Like, I screwed it up so many times. So I ended up using the Revlon Colorstay Skinny Liquid Liner, but this is what it ended up looking like. And then I went in to let it dry and did my contour. I used the Anastasia contour kit, and I used that middle contour shade because it's the only one that matches me or looks good on me, and I just buffed it out with a Sedona lace brush. It's recently been my favorite. I don't know if you guys noticed, but it's kind of like when I was contouring my face, I start looking kind of like Maleficent, not in like a bad way, but the way I started contouring with this brush, it just happened, and I really actually like it. I did it very subtly, but it just really made my face look a lot skinnier. and I really like it. So this brush has been my favorite go-to for contouring. And then I use a fluffier brush to just get my temples and like my forehead and around my nose, because I don't like it to be too harsh the way it seems to happen with that smaller brush. Then I take that lightest shade in the concealer palette from MAC. I apply it down the nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and a little bit on my cheekbones, because I really like the way that color reflects. I don't know if it's meant to be used as a highlight, but I very much like it. So I just blend that out with a beauty blender just to let it kind of sit in. And again, I didn't put powder on my face, so the creams all blend in nicely together as this all goes along. Now I'm using the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. I absolutely love it. And don't you worry, I'm going to be doing a lash routine kind of thing, teaching you guys how I get my long lashes very soon. I actually really like the way this mascara looks on its own, but at the end I decided to add false eyelashes, so don't feel like I actually am wearing, you know, gorgeous lashes like with that mascara. They look good, but I added lashes as well. Then I took that same green and applied it underneath my eye just to define the eye a little bit, and don't forget to blend that out. I feel like people usually apply it and then they forget to blend it out, so use a blending brush or a smaller brush and just kind of buff it back and forth and see how that helps you out. And again, I get a smudge of my freaking mascara always. Now I'm using a Subculture from MAC. It's a lip liner, and then I went in with MAC's Midi Mauve and Verve lipsticks and kind of mixed them together. Then I'm going in with the Benefit Dalish blush just to add a little bit of color to my cheeks. Obviously this is a very kind of light pink blush. It's very mauve-y. It's barely noticeable, but it looks so beautiful. Now I'm going in with Becca Opal just to highlight down my nose, on my cupid's bow, on my chin, and on my cheekbones. It's so beautiful. It makes you look like a gorgeous disco ball, but not too glittery. So perfect. Now I'm going in with this, I actually forgot the name of this liner, but I'll definitely include it down below. It's this beautiful green, and it's so pretty. It's from Urban Decay. It's one of their 24/7 liners, so they last forever. Then I went ahead and used Urban Decay's setting spray. I meant to say setting spray, not setting powder, my bad. And then I just go in, last finishing touches to my brows, because they always seem to be going crazy. I should have probably used a setting kind of product, but I forgot. I probably did it off camera, so shh, it's our secret. But this is what the look looks like. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a giant thumbs up if you enjoy Get Ready With Me videos. If you do, I'll do a lot more of them in 2015. I mean, it's right around the corner, right? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.